Hello everyone. Today we are discussing with an individual named Satish. He is into artificial intelligence. He has his own startup named Pragyan AI. They also develop product in their company, and they also offer different courses for students studying in engineering or any other degrees. Also, they offer courses for working professionals. We'll discuss with him. We will come to know about artificial intelligence, what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what all are the programming languages one should learn, and what are the job opportunities in this area. Let's start the session. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Sir, I'm also good. Sir, you have 18 plus years of industry experience, and you also worked with Intel, Philips, and many other companies. And you also are pursuing a PhD in artificial intelligence, and you completed your MTech in NITK.
Yes.
Okay, sir. So please tell us about your startup. You have a startup named Pragyan Smart AI Technology.
Yeah.
So please tell us about your company, sir.
Yeah. So I will share my screen. Let me share my screen. Pragnan AI. So actual company name is Pragnan Smart AI Technology LLP. So after 18 years of experience working in top MNCs across the globe, I started this few years back, especially to bridge the gap between the academia and the industry. So it's like since I worked in academia, top or the industry with top companies, and I know that like what industry looks for. And this intention for this Pragyan AI is actually educate the engineers and BCA and BSc kind of computer science students in line with the industry, especially in the space of data science and artificial intelligence. And other than this training the program, like we have a 2 years, 3 years, and 4 years, because data science and AI is something a vast kind of things. And I don't want to teach in a small, narrow, like 2 months or 3 months or something like just introduce or something. But what we wanted actually to transform the people from ground up, like it is something like a another B kind of a degree. So that is how we are trying to do. Apart from this one, actually, like we also have a product. We are also filing a patents on the, especially in the healthcare in AI domain, and we also do work with so many other companies, joint initiatives. Like one, I'm trying to work with the Siemens, one with the Fidelity, depending on they give a problem statement, all related to data science and AI. So if we have some idea, we will be proposing them, and if things works out actually, then the joint proposal will go. It's like data science and AI is giving a lot of opportunity, and every company is trying to enter into this domain, and how they wanted to apply and they wanted to attract with the new talent. So what they are coming up, actually they are coming up with a proposal, business proposal or problem statement, and asking them people to join these kind of hackathons and give the ideas how can they apply the data science or artificial intelligence or machine learning to solve certain kind of problems. And a lot of data scientists or something like us or like some other people, they apply their plan or proposal or idea how they can apply the data science. Like one which I'm working with the Fidelity is actually a merger and acquisition, finding the merger and acquisition between the companies. Like so many things you see, so whenever the one startup gets a lot of money, they will try to acquire a few companies, correct? So predicting the what is called merger and acquisition. One, I'm trying to work with the Siemens, like not at finalized actually, but is fracture detection in X-ray using AI. So what is the intention? No, not only educate the people in the data science and AI, but also build some kind of a solutions in the machine learning and AI domain, and work with kind of a joint venture with some of the good MNCs. This is the objective of my company.
Okay. Okay. So it means you also train students.
Yeah, so the one portion, like if you see actually Pragyan Smart AI Academy, that is which will train for the students from first year 4 years actually, and the second year 3 years, and then third year 2 years actually, depending on how they are there. Like, so if you want me to little bit like elaborate them,
Yes,
so
yes,
I
yes,
will
yes. Go ahead.
so I will go here. See, what is see before jumping into the objective, I'll try to say. So why we were entering this space is actually like if you see the students profile, like student profile A, student profile B, and C, student profile C. So if you see the actually like what is happening is actually like most of the students are running behind the academia and then just the marks and just the score, and they think that like this is the end of the game. So if I clear the exams, I clear the something, then done. But actually how the company, like, so if you see the another profile of a student C, this person, if like somebody who has a knowledge about how a company thinks, so what he think, he balanced his academic score and also started from the day one, means like first year or second year onwards, started building the skills. So some kind of a skills, whatever it may be. Like now I'm trying to say about data science and AI, but so many other things also there. Blockchain is there, IoT is there, big data is there. Even now Web3 is there, metaverse is there, AR, VR is there. Any technology, see current trend kind of technologies, you have to start from the early. So this profile C person started building the skill sets from the early and started working on building the skill set. Means like it doesn't mean that like I have theoretically understand the concept. No, company looks actually like whatever you understood, you should have demonstrated with either with the mini projects, either with the research paper, either with the participating in the hackathon, either launching a startup, because they wanted to see that your ability to solve the problem. Means like if any problem statement is given, how you can apply your knowledge to solve that problem, that is what they are looking for. So having knowledge is one thing, but applying that knowledge. So I told about initially about like how we wanted to engage with the companies like Fidelity or Siemens or something. So they give the problem statement and then they want you people to apply that knowledge to solve that problem. So that is what they are looking for. And then if you see the profile tree of students, actually that this person is trying to apply that knowledge and build a mini project or write a research paper or something like. So even though he's academically a little bit like okay kind of things, but companies try to prefer the profile of the student say. So in this line, since we work this and we know that like what industry looks for, what we come up with that, no, we come up with the plan for the engineering students. Like so one program, this is advanced data science and AI program, that is 36-month kind of program. So it will start from the second year, and along with their engineering, it runs actually like depending on like 2 days in a week or 3 days in a week, and off the campus hours, college hours. So it will work. And
What actually is artificial intelligence and what is machine learning?
okay, so what is the why human beings are superior compared to the other animals? So if you say elephant is very stronger than us, tiger and all those things, like, so why we are more stronger compared to the other animals is because we have intelligence. We have intelligence in terms of communicating, so we can communicate, we can create, we are creative, we are logical thinking, mathematics. So these are the some of the intelligence, human intelligence. Linguistic, kinetic things, means like we runs fast or like play football and all those things, like, so we are intelligent. So and we use this knowledge, apply this knowledge and then beat all these animals which are stronger than that, like. So what is artificial intelligence means, like machine is trying to mimic the human intelligence. So if for example whatever I'm trying to communicate, you are able to understand and you are able to respond. So this is a what is called language intelligence, linguistic intelligence. Correct. So if you see the Alexa or the Google OK or something, so you can converse with them, no? So whatever you are trying to speak, so it is trying to understand it and do whatever the activities you are trying to do. So it's like linguistic things. And so it's like that is linguistic. And if you see, so like that, one machine is trying to mimic the human intelligence and try to do those activities. Then it is called artificial intelligence. Ours is a natural intelligence, and that is the artificial intelligence machine is trying to do. And if you say that like X-ray, so radiologist will see the X-ray image and say that like whether this person has a COVID or lung cancer or whatever it may be. So if AI model is trying to understand the X-ray system and trying to say actually, okay, this person has a COVID or not, then it is behaving the it's like it is mimicking the human being, correct? So those kind of things, solutions are called artificial intelligence. I hope it
Yes, yes, yes.
answers. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, it's clear.
Yeah.
What about machine learning?
Okay, so artificial intelligence is a superset actually. Let me draw here. So what I'm trying to show. Okay, see, artificial intelligence is something that like a superset. So anything is intelligence. So in that artificial intelligence, machine learning is the another component. In the machine learning, something like a deep learning will come into picture. What is a machine learning? So is actually one component of the artificial intelligence. So machine is trying to learn. So how we learn? So we learn by our experience. Correct? What is that experience? See, for example, person if you have to ride a cycle, so you somebody will teach you and somebody will okay you will try to ride, and if you tilt like this you will get fell down, and it's like you by experimenting and understanding from this experiment and you are trying to learn. So that is we learn actually. So that is what experimenting. So understanding like it has to be straight, and it has to you have to pedal not bend. So this is all is your information, correct? So something like that only, like if all those information if you convert into a data, so data thing, and then you are training the model, means like computer, and machine is learning from this data, the something the way we learn actually, then that is called machine learning. So why it is called machine learning? So they may you may be asking the question actually, okay, we also write a program, and what is that program, and here also we are doing the programming, then why not you call it a programming? So that is the next obvious question, correct? Because why we are calling this, because here also doing coding, earlier also used to do code, then why it was the program and why it was the machine learning? So earlier, see, let me tell you one simple example. If you are trying to do a housing price, so if you are trying to find out a housing price, so for example, if I have to write a program, so I will try to write a simple equation, y is equal to something that like mx plus c, means like I need to write an equations which will predict like something like a line equation. So what is the x actually is a square feet. So square feet, and m is the rate actually, like so something that like a per square feet rate. C is some kind of a constant. So this is I need to find out these values. So based on my experience, so I will find out actually. But usually in city wise, I will say that like okay, Gadag kind of city, then maybe 3,000 per square feet is rate. And then if you see the area, land area, then I will say that this is a calculation. Is it that simple? No. Okay, next actually no, apart from the square feet, we also know that like which layout it is there, is the which area, it's a posh area not, then one more component is added. Okay, then I have to change this equation and I have to write another rule. Then again comes actually okay, not only that area, but also you should see that like type of the house, is a villa, is a flat, or is the farmhouse or something. So then another equation comes. So it's like I have to write again, I have to rewrite the code and I have to do all those things, correct? It's like machine is not learning, you are doing the one fully coding it actually. But if you think about the machine learning, so let me, if I have the diagram. So if you think about this diagram, so what used to do traditionally? So data we get and we write a program, and the program used to give the output. But in the machine learning, what we are trying to do is actually, so we are giving the data and we are giving the output. So how that will works actually? So for example, housing price, what I am trying to give, so something like that. So I'm trying to just draw. So initially like that, like this is the area, and this is the location, and this is the type of the house, and this is the price, housing price, correct? So if I give the area something that like 2000 something, then location is uh, posh type 1, and the type is villa, and then this is the price. So this data if I'm trying to give, so this is the input, this is the input, and this is the output. So I am trying to give input, I am trying to give output. I am saying that I am not writing the rule. You see, you are the program machine, you figure out the logic, rules you figure out. So means like I am giving data, that is input output, and the program the machine writes that algorithm, writes that logic. So what happens actually, then I will be using that logic, whatever the logic model, we call that as a model. So then I will give the new data saying that like new area and all those things, and it will try to give the predict the price. So what happens actually, like another parameter comes. So now the question is actually another parameter comes. Shall I need to write further logic? No. So if, for example, another price comes like what is the tax rate? So tax is importing, or whether we have in registration or not. So registration yes or not. So I am trying to recreate the data with the new fresh things. Again, retrain model and build the model. It's like any new data comes in, machine is automatically learning. I'm not writing any code. Same model, retrain things, and then machine is learning and trying to predict. So why we, because machine is started learning from the data. We also learn from the data. No? How we figure it actually the price. So we visited one house and say that like what was the last price it was sold. Then we another location, another what the price. So the real estate like so after seeing 100 kind of sales, then you figure out actually what should be the ideal price. Correct? We also guess. So something similar to that machine also is trying to do. So based on the data, is also trying to predict it actually. That is the reason it's called machine learning. It's like any new information get is keep running. So we also like, so earlier like we never know is actually impact of the recession because somebody who has not seen the recession, he doesn't know the impact of the recession. So suddenly recession comes, then price doesn't go up actually, then it will go down. So then he will learn actually the way the machine also learns. So that is the reason it is called machine learning. Machine is learning. We are not programming. So that is the thing.
Okay, okay.
So
What about the prerequisites? What all languages are needed for going with artificial intelligence, like Python? You said.
there are like see machine learning is a concept. So the means like learning from the data, but there is no such restriction that you should be using only the Python or some other. Like some people are building using the Java also. Some people are using with some other programming language also. There is no restriction. But why I prefer Python for programming, Python based libraries, because lot of things are there to learn. So not only the libraries are there, it is very easy to build, and also like a lot of sample codes also there. You can refer it actually, and lot of resources are available. So it's like they learn, and Python is very easy to learn actually, because you should not spend a lot of time in learning the programming language. You should spend a lot of time learning the machine learning concepts, because programming like see language is how you write an algorithm. So you can write algorithm using C++, Java, anything. So but your focus should be writing the algorithm, not about the programming language. So Python is very simple to learn, easy to learn, and very dynamic kind of programming. So I prefer the Python. So in the for machine learning, and there are tools like scikit-learn for machine learning, like, because a lot of machine learning algorithms are there in the scikit-learn. So like that, so scikit-learn is there, and for machine learning. And if you wanted to deploy something, so MLOps are there to deploy that. So this is the one thing you should be learning. And if you look for the deep learning side, so I said about something like a deep learning side. So you will be learning about TensorFlow, PyTorch, OpenCV is there, and so many other things are there, and Keras. So Keras is over the TensorFlow. So simplifying that actually, like so TensorFlow is the base actually. On that Keras is developed, easy to use it actually. So these are the tools. Like if you see that, like if as our curriculum, so you will be seeing around 30 plus tools, so including visualizations, because see when you see that like analysis, like so data analytics, so you should be trying to do put some kind of charts, something like this kind of a charts actually. If you see this kind of a charts, so you should be, there are so many tools are there. Tableau and Power BI is actually very powerful tools to display this. This is called dashboard actually. You can
Yes, analytics.
display dashboard.
Yes,
Analytics kind of thing.
okay.
So collectively, it's like, so only focusing on the machine learning, Python libraries, scikit-learn. So these are the SciPy. So these are the tools you should be using. But collectively, so around 30 plus tools you should be learning.
Okay. It means there is no constraint regarding the programming language.
No. So you see, even MATLAB also have MATLAB also coming up there, like writing the using MATLAB writing the machine learning. So MATLAB also has released actually, because some people like who use lot of times MATLAB actually. So if they want to do image processing and also use the machine learning to that, and then MATLAB also come up. SAS also has their language. So it's like there is no such particular language, but we prefer. So because The way I prefer the Python is because it can be used in visualization, it can be used in analytics, it can be used in deep learning, it can be used in machine learning. So it can be used multiple, and it is also used in the developing an application. It can be used in even IoT side of things. So, and easy to learn. So that is the one. And my thing is actually like, don't try to learn multiple languages. So because language intention is to convert your knowledge into program, but language is not the tool. Programming language is not the application. See, what you write is the logic is what important, correct? So not language. So you learn one or two, but become a perfect in that. So don't like I don't prefer like jack of all and master of none. So always you become master of one, and then because no, see how things are happening, no. So if you see any field, whoever is the master earning a lot. So you take sports. If you are good at the cricket, you play cricket, you make a lot of money. If you are good at football, you play football and become good actually and earn money. If you are actor, you play. It's like, so whatever you do, you become master in that. Like, so don't like, so I learn one programming language R, then I will learn Python, I will learn that MATLAB, I will learn that. Then when I say that like you solve a problem, complex problem, no sir, I know some extent MATLAB, some extent Python, some extent, like, no, you can't do that. So think about that. Like, programming language is just a tool. So you stick to one programming language, whatever it may be, and then you build on that.
Okay. So according to you, Python is better.
Better compared to other programming language. It is very easy to learn. So very easy to learn. So you can learn it.
All right. All right. Okay. What about the job market in AI now?
Okay. I will try to show this screen. This is the screen from NASSCOM. So this is the data released by the NASSCOM. NASSCOM is a entity which helps the Indian companies to work, like build a software kind of solutions and export. Like, so NASA is and NASSCOM is a entity bridging the IT industry of India with the other countries. So connecting actually, and work with the government to facilitate how what kind of policy they can make to help the software company to grow further and build make a lot of revenue and all those things actually. So they also do some kind of a skill analysis, what kind of companies are coming and what kind of resources they require, because they do, one is policy side, another is in country collaboration, another one is actually resource side. So the resource side means like, so what all the companies are there, what kind of resources they are looking, and they will guide the education institute and other people. Actually these are the skill set. So what they have come up is actually, they said actually in they have created a skill set, and which kind of skill sets are in demand, and what is the supply, demand and supply actually. So this is for data science and AI. So in 2018, so 1,40,000 resources are required, but available resources, trained resources, were only available resources only 78. And what is happening is actually like, they think that like, then so many companies started entering into training, and in 2021, see, they started training a lot of people, but still see, 78 becomes 90k, 90,000, but the number of openings jumped in exponential fashion, so it becomes 2,30,000. So that is how it is happening. Why it is happening is because if you see one, well, let me show.
Okay,
one
it means
more.
there is still a huge gap.
Huge gap is there. So there are three.
What actually, how many numbers of AI engineers are required in the market, and how many numbers are present now?
Yeah.
If you look at the graph, then 230k, 2,30,000 AI engineers are required, but only 90,000 engineers are
available.
So
why this is happening is actually like, if you see another diagram, this is the data never sleeps. So data science and AI is all about data. So you will be understanding data, getting the insights from the data, and use that insights to optimize the businesses. That is the data science and AI. So even AI is also needed data. So what is happening is because we are trying to generate a data in a speed which is impossible to catch. So what is happening is like, in last 2 to 3 years, maybe another last 3 years, how much data we generated, that data is equivalent to last 30-40 years kind of data. And since so many softwares and so many ways of generating data, so data growth is exponential. And if you have an exponential growth of a data, And if you are not using the data, then it will cost you. Why
Okay.
it cost you? Because you have to store into somewhere else, you have to preserve into cloud and everything. But so much data is there. So data is something like a oil. So if you have a oil, crude oil, it doesn't make anything. So if you refine it and you create petrol, diesel, and something, then you can leverage that well. So that is what is data. So having normal data doesn't make any sense. So you should be refining that, you should be using that, and you should be building the analytics tools or AI models or something. So then only it's useful. So the way in which the data is growing, so the exponential need of the resources also there to analyze this data and build some kind of a solution. So
Okay.
that is how the reason, that is how the
Okay.
demand is growing faster.
And what about the salary packages, like for a fresher and for an experienced guy?
See, let me, okay, if I have a graph, let me show you that. See, is this chart is there? Okay. So what happens actually, like, the data science and AI resources, first of all, is a little bit like a difficult to enter into. But when you enter into, actually, there is a lot of scope is there. So for example, if the normal person with the normal basic programming, so he will be getting at a 3.6. So he may be getting at, maybe there is a range from, so from 5 lakhs to up to 20, 25, 30, 40, 50. There is no limit on the upper side because they will pay anything. So that assume on an average 5 to 6 lakhs is a normal kind of package if you are a very good in it actually.
We are talking about students now. If, for example, if I say that some guys are there who are actually working in different technologies now, already been there in industry in different technologies, working for around 4 to 5 years, and if they want to switch over to this technology like artificial intelligence and machine
Yeah,
learning,
yeah, they can check. They
how
can.
can you help them? Like,
Yeah, see, not only us, actually, so many other institutes are there. You may have heard about Great Learning, you may have heard about Upgrade. Everybody is, I see, working professionals are very easy to train. Initially, like we were only training the working professionals. So already they see one thing they were very clear. So working professionals already have exposure to how the corporate works, how to product our things. So only thing we should be training is the new skill set. It's a very easy to train them actually. So and the duration for them is actually 15 months, maximum 18 months actually. So that shorter duration because they already have a skill set, all those essential things, and only thing you should be giving the new tools, new concepts, so that they can transition. And the other model which we are trying to think is actually zero cost model. Zero cost means like no need to pay anything. So they will be whatever the money they are putting here, investing that will be, they will be investing in a startups. So AI based startups. So that concepts we are working on. So working professional with 2 to 8 years of experience people, I'm not asking them any money. So all money will be invested in the startups, and they will be get it back 7 years down the line. How their investment perform. Why I'm trying to do actually? So I'm trying to convert them. So see, if you already know the AIML, so you are learning that, and you what we are promising is actually you will be getting at least double the salary what you are getting. And one is the that way, and another is I'm trying to convert them as a investor in the young startups, because whom I'm grooming the final year or some students, no, I'm asking them to put that money. So we are trying to create a fund, and they will be putting the fund, and they will be taking the investment in that fund, and that fund will be investing in the in the young students. So intention for that, no, these people will also join with those young people to build some startups. So because but for them I'm not taking any money, so I'm only taking some percentage in the startups where they have invested. So for their money, if they there will be team will be there, but if they that company does well, so not only they get money back, they will be getting 5x 10x money back after some time. So and they can also claim that like I'm an angel investor, I invested in so many startups. So that is the one way. But any companies, like, so we used to initially, like, we train the people from mechanical background and civil background and bankers, because everywhere the data science AI is useful, correct? No, so there is no limitation. Only thing is like they should have a time to learn actually, because usually working professionals beyond 8 years, they have a family, they have all those other things. So it for them it will be difficult. But 2 to 8 years people very easily switch. because after working hours they will be completely free. If they dedicate to learn, they will very easily switch. Beyond that, they should be very dedicated because their family life will be there and their finance, all those lot of issues will be there. So giving time for them will be difficult, but they can still, like, if they have mindset to learn, they can learn. So there is no limitation. It's like any years, actually, like any year people can transition. And actually one advantage for them is actually they have a domain knowledge. See, the young people don't have a domain knowledge. So if the person is worked in something like healthcare, he knows the healthcare domain knowledge. So only thing he has to learn is actually how to apply this machine learning into healthcare domain. If somebody is working in mechanical, automobile, automotive kind of thing, he knows the automotive domain. So only thing he has to think about, like, how to use this AI in automotive world.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for giving us insights in artificial intelligence and machine learning. You have explained many things, like you went on to technologies, you went on to jobs and different skill sets and different programming languages, and also you explained about the job sector and what are the different salary packages, and also your structure, your program structure you explained. Fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you for spending your time and giving insights on these components.
Yeah, welcome. And I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
So maybe somebody who's watching this also enjoyed it. And if you have any issue or any concerns or anything you wanted to ask, you can write me. Like my LinkedIn profile is Satish Ambesenge. It is very unique name.
Yes,
Satish Ambesenge. You can easily find out me and you can mail me.
Okay, sir.
Thank you for your nice initiative, actually, like, because I said no first time when I met you, so I like this concept actually, because most of the people, I say no, awareness is very, very important, and what you are trying to create is awareness for the students, for the working professionals. It is very, very, very nice actually, because getting hold of such people from different sectors and giving the awareness is very, very nice initiative. Thank you for your time.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Good night.
Bye, sir.
Good night.
Good night.